Hey Brick Will here, and today we're doing a preview of set 21351, Lego Ideas, Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now this will retail for $200 and it's a little over 2,000 pieces. So the price is right for the piece count. Just know that there are a lot of small pieces, so the overall size of the set might be a little bit smaller than you are expecting. All right, let's start out with some initial builds that the set has us do. And it's the bathtub that the trick-or-treaters ride around in. We've got the little skeleton legs so it can walk around. Unfortunately, there's very minimal studs on the inside. So when you put them in, one of the kids will stay secure while the other ones will probably jostle around. So keep that in mind, but it's a cute little tub. Nothing too special about it, a lot of good sideways building. Another build that we have is the mayor. Now this is probably not what people wanted, but it does look right if you go back to the original movie. He has his customary bullhorn, as well as the plans for next year's Halloween. And the cone and the cone body, those are printed elements, and the back of his head is also printed. So in case he wants to swivel his head to that side, you can take it off, turn it around. And he does have two heads in the movie, so this is movie accurate. It's not a minifigure, it's a brick-built character. As for the minifigures we do get, we of course have the trick-or-treaters with Lock, Shock, and Barrel. We have Sandy Claus, as well as Jack, Sally, and Dog Zero. Jack has the long limbs, both for his torso, so they look a lot like the Avatar minifigures, just extra tall, giving him an extra head's height over everything else. I would say that when it came to Jack and Sally, these feel almost like reprints from the collectible minifigure series for Disney's second series. Zero's pretty new. He's a rubbery character, so it prevents his ear horn things from breaking off. Sandy Claus is interesting because this is actually a dress slope, which actually looked like a Mrs. Claus print. Probably very well could be. The disappointing part here is probably with the trick-or-treaters. You do have Barrel having printing on his torso with the skeleton print. However, none of them have masks, despite the fact that they are double-sided. Basically, the other side is just a different facial expression. I really hope that they would make the second side of the face the actual mask, at the very least. They didn't. And Lock and Shock are kind of disappointing in the fact that they have just plain torsos. There's just no printing on the back like you'd have with Jack and Sally. So just keep that in mind. With them being the most unique, they're also the most bland. And of course, they're short minifigure legs which don't bend. All right. Now, one thing that is interesting about this set is it comes with 3 instructions so that you can actually have 3 people building at the same time, and each section will be one of the instruction books. One of the first books is for the town hall. You have the fountain out front, the really Tim Burton-esque tree. I love the shaping and pieces that they used for shaping this thing. It just looks like so much of his style. The inside of the town hall is something we never saw in the film, so they just had to make some liberties of, they just put a big seat in there. There are some stickered shield faces that are up in the wall that are just really hard to see. Speaking of things that are hard to see, this arch covers up a basement area that has the other minifigure that I didn't show off, which is just a basic skeleton. There's they're holding a spoon, there's a bowl down there, a spider, a green 1x1 round with tile, a cauldron, a Christmas wreath, and a pitchfork. So there's just a ton of stuff crammed in there, but really only the builder will know. You could take this whole building off, but the way it's all designed, it's not really meant to, because the pillars out front are going to stay in place and just get in the way and probably break off if you're not too careful. So you're mainly playing with the first floor as well as the attic. Attics are pretty neat because you simply have gravity-held roof pieces, and you have various presents that are being prepared for Halloween's Christmas. And as you can see, underneath each roof, there is a brick to help you slot it into place as it simply rests in there. Now in the front, you do have a cloth banner, and above it are going to be a couple of stickers. One is the countdown sticker to Days Till Christmas, and the other one is a sticker for the actual clock. I don't think there, other than the inside pictures, I don't think there are any more stickers on this section. And this will go on the right side of your model, and it will connect into Jack's place through a single clip right there. And this is actually a part of the wall, so it will all look seamlessly. However, since, Jack's will have the clip, this has the bar. Since it's only a single connection, it's something that you don't want to transport them all together. You do want to take them apart, because that clip will easily break with how much weight is going on. Next section we have is Jack's place. As you can tell, we have the whole fencing, and that's where the clips actually do appear. They do make a very good job of using slopes to help blend the whole wall together, so it becomes less and less noticeable that they're actually clipped together. In the front, you do have the alarm that they used when Jack went initially missing. Another thing that, because this whole set plays with shape and perspective, having this curved wall that starts off higher in front and then lower in back just adds one more layer to make Jack's house look a little bit taller. Jack's house in the film is much, much taller, so they're using all the perspective angles to give that sense of height. They also did it in both the town hall and Jack's by making the stairs extra short to make it look like, well, there's just so many more stairs to climb up and get to it, and that nice zigzag is just fun design. Just like the town hall, the building flares out in this kooky angle, and I do like, so the trees in both the town hall and here, as well as this kind of roof parapet, use a new element that's a 2x2 modified plate with bars underneath, which means that it can tilt like a hinge plate but be extremely secure because it's actually clipped in rather than a hinge that might be a little too small. On the inside of his house, we actually did get to see this in the film, so there was something to build off of. You have the Christmas tree that Jack brought back. It's a little dinky little tree that he's trying to show everybody. On the second floor, you have scenes where he's essentially examining Christmas and trying to figure it out with his chalkboard. You have a magnifier glass in there. There's even a telescope. You also have Sally's care package that she gave him that has the fish and the bottle of wine. So lots of really good details. Just like the town hall, you also have a friction roof with 2 parts, and it has more elements of preparing for Christmas. Unlike the roof in the town hall, Jack's place uses these jagged slopes which interlace up at the top, giving a really good look, as well as using a dual layer paneling so that the front of the house has a lower panel that makes it look like it has actually 2 layers of roof instead of one, because if you look on the side, this side is lower than this side. So the end result has this nice layered look. I'm not going to clip it in. It's just going to be dangerous. All right, the final section is the hillock that has the curl on it. It is important. Forgot to mention, in Jack's house, the sticker to mention is a picture of Jack in Santa Claus's outfit. That's just kind of buried in there. There might be another one. That's the only one that really comes to mind. All right, as for the curly hillock, this moon element is actually a cardboard element piece. It simply has a hole in the center that they stuck a little light bulb piece through to mount it into the back of the hill. And just to make this side not look so bland, they hid some internal elements with some pumpkins and a spider and other things. In the actual movie, there are a lot of pumpkins in the hill itself and made it more fluid. The hill is actually very simply designed. It's a 2-wide wall with some studs off to one side, so that once you're done making this flattish silhouette, you then build a panel with all the sloping for the rest of the hill, slap it on, and it's done. This is where you get also the majority of your stickers with the various tombstones. You have the hemlock, the witch hazel. I think there's another one in there. Those are representative of the ingredients that Sally picks up for her different devices that she feeds to Dr. Finkelstein. And then you also have Zero's doghouse, as well as a return of the jack-o'-lantern helmets that I think we first saw in Scooby-Doo set. But when you're ready to display it, of course, you put all of them together, clipping them in place, and have the end result. So for $200, is it worth getting the Nightmare Before Christmas? If your family is absolutely crazy about Nightmare Before Christmas, this is an easy buy. $200, no problem. For hardcore builders, this is a little bit expensive in the fact that the characters and minifigures that you probably want aren't as detailed as you're hoping for. And the building experience isn't going to give you the challenge that you would normally get from a normal $200 set. So fans come first when it comes to set 21351, Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas.